Hello, everyone. This is Angel Saravia, and this is for the subject of Didactics of English 1. So, today we're going to have this lesson plan for pretty much all the skills that we're going to be developing. So, let me share, first of all, the lesson plan that I have created. So, the topic that it was assigned to me was prepositions. So, for ninth grade. So the levels that I selected for our students are on the pre-A1, so it means that they are beginners. So this is pretty much for 20 students, the class size, and the length it's going to be for 45 minutes. The description of the student is from 14 to 16 years old. They are learning English as a foreign language, and their English proficiency level, as I already mentioned, it's pretty much beginners. So um, for this lesson plan, I have created three main objectives. The using well the Bloom's taxonomy and the SMART technique. So the first one says identify prepositions in sentences, and the second objective is going to be at the end of this class. Students will be able to use prepositions correctly in sentences. This is for the comprehension part. And the last one for the application is at the end of this class. Students will be able to communicate their ideas using prepositions in a simple conversation. So the content, we have two options right here, language functions and language structures. For the language functions, it's requesting and giving information. And the structure is prepositions of place, for example, in, on, at, next to, behind, in front of. So this is pretty much the main or the most important part of the lesson plan. Then, as I already mentioned, for this video, I'm going to be developing one activity for one stage. So we will review the lesson plan, and the lesson plan has a lot of components. So it has a warm up, the presentation, practice, production, and wrap up. And also I have included a contingency plan in case that something happens. All right. So we have pretty much all these stages over here. But in this video, I'm going to select just the practice stage and only one activity. So, but let's review. The technique that I'm going to be using here for the warm up, it's going to be the TPR, total physical response. This case is going to be for the students. The total physical response means that they need to activate, they need to move uh, in the classroom. So the procedure is play a game of TPR where students have to follow your instructions using prepositions. For example, stand up and walk to the door. Sit down on the chair. Put your book on the table. Put your hand under the table. So these are pretty much the instructions that I'm gonna be using for this stage. And the time it's gonna be 5 minutes, and the material it's gonna be just the classroom objects. So then for the presentation stage, it's going to be I'm going to be giving some inputs, and I'm going to be using visuals and reality as well. Besides that, the nearpod presentation that I'm going to be using and the classroom objects. So the presentation component is going to be in another 5 minutes, and the procedure is going to be explain to students what prepositions are and how they are used in sentences. Give students some real life examples of how presentations are used. For example, I am sitting on my chair right now, the ball is on the table, I'm going to the park, and so on. So then for the practice part, this is going to be the one that I'm going to be focusing on this activity. So I'm gonna be doing pretty much two games. One's gonna be the matching, and the other one's gonna be the sentence building activity. I'm gonna be a little bit deeper on these activities in a few minutes. So the pretty much the procedure that we're gonna be following for the practice part is gonna be play a game where students have to match prepositions with pictures and give students a gap filling exercise where they have to fill in the blanks with the correct preposition. And for this part, it's going to be divided into 15 minutes. And I'm going to be using nearpod presentation that I have created and with matching activity and the gap filling exercise. The production part, it's going to be with a role play activity and conversation practice. So they have to create 5 sentences using some images. And also, we have students role play a conversation where they have to give each other directions. This part as well is going to be for 15 minutes for the production part. I'm going to be using Nearpod presentation and also the students' notebooks. And the last part is going to be the wrap up. It's going to be a game that is called Time to Climb. And for this activity, we're going to be playing a game that uses prepositions, and we're going to review the key points of the lesson with students. And this part is going to be only for 5 minutes. In case that they have difficulties, I have this contingency plan, and I have to provide them more additional examples, explanations, and so this is pretty much what we're gonna be doing. And also the evaluation. So it's gonna be observe students' participation in class activities and their ability to use prepositions correctly in their speaking and writing. So these are the two main skills that we're going to be focusing on, but we're going to be working in all of them. So speaking, writing, reading, and what's the other one? Speaking, writing, reading, and listening as well. All right. So, and these are the annexes. So this is the Nearpod presentation that I'm going to be developing and with all the screenshots. And this is the practice stage that I'm going to be focusing on. And select images and fill in the blanks. So let's go to the Nearpod. When you click on Nearpad, I have pretty much the link over here. Just need to click on it, and this is gonna be the option that you're gonna be selecting your name. You need to join the lesson, and this is the first slide. So then objectives. Here are the objectives that we already reviewed, and the warm-up activity. It's gonna be as I already mentioned, the TPR, and the presentation part is this one. I'm gonna be reading and showing the images to the students. They have to repeat and they need to learn the image and also the preposition. All right. So this is the first part. Now we're gonna move to the part that I'm gonna be developing. Again, the practice part, the practice component is gonna be the one that I'm gonna be focusing on this video. All right. So in the practice part, we request the students to practice. So instructions are easy. You just need to match the image with the correct name, and that's gonna be it. So if you check here, they're pretty much the same images that we review on the previous part, on the previous stage, on the presentation part. So that's why they need to match. All right. So let's start with this one. If you remember, this one, it was under or below, so that's it. Then the fish is on, so near, the between, and then we have above, in front of, behind, and next to. You see, it's easy. So this is pretty much the first part or the first activity. Again, this is gonna be the practice stage, the practice component. This is one activity that they need to do. So I just done this activity in a few minutes, but the students, it's gonna be a little bit different. So then I have to continue. The other activity for the same part, for the practice part, it's gonna be fill in the blanks. So I need to match, I need to fill what's gonna be the preposition that I'm gonna be using in this blank or white or black space actually. The cat is. So we have a couple of options that we can put on it. Some of them are good, but even though they are good, so we need to select pretty much the best one. So the child is under, I remember that one. And the cat is, it could be next to the chair. The book is on the table. The dog is running near the house. Could be, I don't know, could be near the house. The bird is flying above the tree. The fish is in the fish tank. The house is behind, next to the river, or could be this one. The house is near near the house. Dog is running. The dog is running in front of the house, I guess it is. The ball is between the dog and the cat. The sun is, turtle is next to the bird, and behind, the sun is behind the clouds. Let's see if we got it right. So in this activity, when we just finished, we just need to select here in listo. And yeah, I got it right. So 10 out of 10 answers correct. And that's it. So you see, that's pretty much the activity that we are doing right now. So this is for the these two activities are for the second stage. It's not the presentation, it's the second stage, the practice presentations. So this is really good because the students are practicing. They are doing some exercises, they are doing or they are reviewing what we have learned on the previous section. And also, just to give you an idea, let me share what's going to be the last part or the last component. So the last component is going to be the production stage. So for this component, the students have to create one sentence for each image. Again, um, in this case, they have to click on here and they have to create the sentence. So it's going to be one sentence per image. So, and I can write over here. For example, let's say the cat is in front of the house. I'm sorry, the dog. It's not the cat. So let me select it right here. Dog is in front of the house. Again, for this part, me as a teacher, I'm gonna be able to check what's gonna be the structure that each student is gonna be entering at the same time that they are doing. So that's why Nearpad, that's why it's really, really a good tool because it's pretty much at the same time that they are using it. So, and then we're gonna move to the next part again. So it's gonna be the production part, another two sentences, and the last part, in your notebook, you have to create, the students have to create conversation using what you have learned in this class. And this is really good because they are practicing pretty much all the skills that we have integrated into this class, not only speaking and writing, but also reading and writing. So this is awesome. So we are using pretty much all the skills to this lesson. Again, this is prepositions for ninth grade students. So, and for the wrap up, it's a really cool game. So I have created this game that it's really easy. So we're using pretty much the same structure that we selected when we started this practice. And so it says, question number one, the book is on or in. You need to check the image if you cannot see it. So you click on here and the book is on the table. So you see, it's easy. And then we only have 5 questions. That's why it's really easy. This wrap up process, it's set up to 5 minutes. The chair is above the elephant or next to the elephant? Next to the elephant. Again, this is the last part. This is just to wrap up, to make sure that students understood all the concepts that we studied in this class. And so that's pretty much it. So, and on or under, you see, under. And we only have 5 questions, so I'm gonna do it all of them just for you to watch it. All right, and this is that I have done for our students. So in this case, as I mentioned, it's only for the prepositions component, and yeah, that's gonna be it. The house is near the river or in the river, so it's pretty much near the river. All right, so and that's it. So I hope you have learned and enjoy this short video. All right, have a good day. Bye for now.